Yep, Maruti Suzuki has finally done it. They have made their first ever electric vehicle, and this is it. It's the Vitara, and we are in the UK to drive it. UK because this is actually the Suzuki Vitara, which is already on sale in the UK. Now, the fun fact here is that Maruti Suzuki makes this car at its Gujarat facility and exports it to over 100 countries in the world, and UK happens to be one of them. Like I said, we are here to drive this car, and we will also be driving it next month in India to give you our full first impression of this car, how it's like to drive, how the interior comfort is like, what all it gets. For this video, we will be focusing on this car's design and the feature set that it gets, and where it will be positioned in Maruti Suzuki's lineup. So let's begin. Let's get straight to the point. Now, the Vitara is a fairly big vehicle, even though it doesn't look that big in the flesh. But let me tell you, it is quite big. It's 4.3 meters in length, which puts it roughly around the same size as the Hyundai Creta EV and the MG Windsor EV. Now, about these two cars, the Creta EV, it's not a born electric vehicle, whereas the Windsor is. And as for the Vitara, well, that's also a born electric vehicle. It's a completely new EV that has been designed from the ground up as a pure EV, and it also looks that way. It looks fairly smart, although a little less substantial compared to its rivals, but it has more than enough space inside. More on that later, but let's talk about the design. The front, it's got this nice meaty look at the front. You have these completely new design for the headlights. The grille, of course, there's no rear grille anymore because this is an EV. At the side, you have 19-inch wheels, and ground clearance is also fairly chunky. I believe it's around 185 millimeters or so. Of course, you have door request sensors in typical Maruti fashion. You also have them on the passenger side. At the back, the door handle design is pretty neat. It's integrated into the C-pillar to give you that nice and clean look. Like I said, it doesn't look all that big. That's because of its height. It's not as tall as its rivals, although it's fairly long and quite spacious. At the back, you will see a bit of the Victoris in its lighting element for the rear lights, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's a completely fresh design. It's a very good looking car, something that might attract a lot of eyeballs. Inside the Vitara, well, you have a 2.7 meter wheelbase, which gives you a fairly spacious cabin, if I'm honest. Now, headroom, not so much because of the low roofline, and the floor is also high because of the battery pack which is underneath it. Headroom is okay, but legroom, I have no problem because there is a lot of it. As you can see, this seat is set to my driving position, and there is a lot of leg room. Shoulder room is also not bad at all. You can have 3 people in here in some comfort, although I would recommend you have 2 people in here for utmost comfort. And otherwise, it's pretty good. Under thigh support, not so much, again because of the knees up position that you have to be in because of the raised floor. Again, that's an EV thing that you can't get away with. It's there in almost all EVs, and it's here as well. Speaking of other things, you have a 40-20-40 split for the rear seat, which means you can do this. So you get an elongated armrest. You also have some pockets to keep knickknacks over here. No AC vents here, but you have twin charging ports. You have a Type A and a regular Type C as well. As for the sunroof, you don't get a full panoramic sunroof, but a partial sunroof which lets in some amount of light. Although for this cabin, given its all black upholstery, a panoramic sunroof would have let in a lot more light, and you would have a much airier ambience. So that's about it from the interior of the Vitara. Let's go outside and check its powertrain. As for the power and performance, Suzuki claims this configuration, well, it makes around 175 horsepower and 193 Newton meters of torque, which is around the same ballpark as your Creta EVs and the Windsor EV. And in terms of performance, 0 to 100 comes up in around 8.7 seconds, and this car is limited at 150 kilometers per hour. Moving to the battery pack and the overall specifications of the car, well, this is the 61 kilowatt hour option that we have here. Now, this is the larger battery pack of the two options that the UK market gets. The Vitara is also an all-wheel drive vehicle if you want to spec it that way in the UK, but in India we will get it in the front-wheel drive configuration with the larger battery pack, which is the 61 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now, in terms of its realistic range, well, the claimed range is well over 500 kilometers, but in the real world you can expect anything between 350 to 400 kilometers on a single charge, which is not bad at all. So all in all, it looks like a solid package, and when you look inside, it has all the latest creature comforts that you would expect in a Maruti Suzuki of today's age. I'm talking about level 2 ADAS, climate control, twin digital displays with slick functionality. They are very nice to operate, and they don't feel laggy at all. And you also have very nice upholstery for the seats, and the space is also not bad at all. I mean, I've tried sitting on both the rows. There is a lot of space, even though headroom is slightly lacking. The e-Vitara isn't bad when it comes to headroom and shoulder room. So that's about it really from this video. We are going to be driving it in India, the India spec car, which will give you a much better indication of what you can expect from this car on our roads. For now, this has been a very brief first impressions of this car. We have had this car for like half a day now, and I've driven it around 200 kilometers or so, and the first impressions are really solid. It's a nice, easy car to drive, very agile, very flexible, and if it can deliver on its claimed range of around 500 kilometers, that is claimed, but in the real world, if it can deliver around 350 to 400 kilometers, that will be a really good thing and something that the rivals need to look for. Speaking of rivals, this is a 4.3 meter car in length, and that puts it against cars like the Creta EV and the Windsor EV. You also have the ZS EV in the same ballpark, but this is a much more advanced car than the ZS EV. But how it fares with the Cretas and the Windsors of the EV universe, we will have to wait and see when Maruti launches this car sometime next year.